Ever felt like your own family treats you like the odd one out? Like no matter what you accomplish, you're still the awkward sibling they assume is barely holding life together? And have you ever just stopped explaining yourself and let people choke on their own assumptions? Yeah, that's where this whole mess begins. My name is Avery Collins, I'm 33, and I'm the Senior Systems Architect at Chronotech Labs in Austin, Texas, one of the fastest growing biomedical AI companies in the country. But to my family, I'm still Avery, the girl who likes computers way too much, or Avery, the one who probably eats cereal for dinner. Cute, right? So Friday night around 10 p.m., I'm shutting down my laptop after a long day when my older brother Ethan, 35, drops a message into the family group chat. Avery, don't come to the BBQ this weekend. Jenna says you kill the vibe. Jenna is his wife. She's, she believes owning 3 ring lights makes her a content creator. Mom reacted with a, Dad sent a thumbs up. My cousin added, Lama, whoa, far. Yeah. Heartwarming stuff. I stared at the message, felt that familiar little ache in my chest, then typed one word. Okay. Phone down, laptop back open. Because when someone tells me I'm not wanted, I don't ask why, I don't try to fix it, I let them figure out who they're dealing with. Later. If you've ever been underestimated by your own family, hit like and subscribe right now. Trust me, you're going to want to hear what happened 12 hours later. Saturday morning, 9:14 a.m. My intercom buzzes. My assistant Brooke sounded tense. Avery, there's a couple downstairs asking for whoever handles internal strategic investments. They won't give their names. They say it's urgent. Urgent. On a Saturday. Memorial Day weekend. Huh. Send them up, I said. Exactly 2 minutes later, the glass doors glided open. And in walked Jenna, of course. Oversized sunglasses, spray tan, hot pink romper, like she was about to host a reality TV reunion. Ethan followed behind her, shoulders slumped, eyes already apologizing for something he wasn't saying. They stepped in and froze. Jenna's sunglasses slipped from her fingers and clattered onto the marble. Avery! She choked. Her eyes darted from me to the gold nameplate on my desk to the giant Chronotech Labs emblem behind me. You work here? Ethan blinked like he'd just realized he walked into NASA by mistake. This is your office? I kept my voice flat. Senior Systems Architect, what do you two want? Jenna snapped back into character fast, too fast, and tossed a thick, glossy binder onto my desk with a sugary smile. Girl, this is perfect, she squealed, clapping her hands. We're launching a wellness tech, diagnostics brand, Glow Pulse Nano. We just need $1.8 million to finalize development. You can literally fund it today. Ethan nodded aggressively. Yeah, Ave, it's a sure thing, and, family looks out for family. I didn't touch the binder. You showed up at my job, I said calmly, on a holiday weekend without an appointment to ask for almost $2 million. Jenna didn't even blink. Exactly. Blood is thicker than water, babe. I stared right at her and replied, no. And oh my God. You should have seen her face. Jenna's face did this wild twitch, like someone had just unplugged her personality mid-sentence. What do you mean, no? She demanded, voice already rising. You're seriously telling your own brother and his wife that you won't help? Like, are you joking? Ethan stepped up beside her, rubbing the back of his neck. Avery, come on. This could change everything for us. We just need a little support. You make 6 figures and then some. This is nothing to you. I leaned back in my chair, calm as ever. You didn't come here for support. You came here expecting a blank check. Jenna scoffed loud, all attitude. Oh my God, you're being dramatic. We're family. Families help each other. You acting brand new because you sit in some fancy office now. I didn't even blink. Leave. You could have heard a pin drop. The open floor engineers outside my glass walls suddenly became deeply invested in their monitors. Nobody breathing, nobody moving. Jenna blinked at me like she hadn't heard correctly. Excuse me? Leave, I repeated. Now. That's when she snapped. Her voice shot up so loud the glass practically vibrated. This is why nobody invites you anywhere. You think you're better than everyone just because you got lucky with a tech job. Sweetheart, you're not special. Security heard her instantly. 2 guards appeared in my doorway like they'd teleported. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to keep your voice down and exit the building, one said firmly. Jenna whipped toward them and yelled, Do you even know who she is? That's her brother! She's throwing us out! This is insane! Ethan tugged gently on her arm. Jen, let's just... She ripped away like she was dodging a zombie. No! She doesn't get to humiliate us. The guards were patient, but done. They stepped closer, guiding them to the elevator. Ethan shot me a hurt, almost betrayed look. You're seriously choosing strangers at work over your own family, he muttered before the doors closed. Jenna was still yelling something about lawsuits and karma as the elevator swallowed them. Brooke peeked her head in a few seconds later, eyebrows raised. Wow, they're a lot, I exhaled. Yeah. The moment she left, my phone lit up. Ethan calling, I let it ring out. Then again. Declined. Third time. Declined. Fourth time. I swore under my breath, picked up on the fifth. What do you want, Ethan? He was already shouting. Do you even realize how humiliated Jenna is right now? She's crying in the car, crying, because you embarrassed her. I stayed silent. You couldn't give us 5 minutes, he ranted. You called security on your own family in front of your entire company. What is wrong with you? Still nothing from me. You're cold, Avery, he spat. You always have been. I spoke calmly. Anything else? He hung up. 10 minutes later, the text started. Ethan, you just ruined our future. Ethan, Jenna hasn't stopped crying. Ethan, hope your big job keeps you warm at night. I muted the chat. Finally, my phone buzzed again, but this time it wasn't a call or a text. It was a notification from First American Bank. Loan application received. Amount requested, $420,000. Primary applicant, Ethan Collins. Cosigner, Avery Collins. I froze. My heart didn't even drop. It just stopped for a second. I opened the details. They had used my social security number, my old pay stubs, my salary info, my current address, all without my permission. And the system had already soft approved it pending final verification. My stomach flipped. I immediately dialed my private banker, Luis. Luis, I need a loan application canceled. Now. He pulled it up instantly. Got it. Fraud flag? Yes. Hard denial. Lock everything with my information for 90 days. Done. You'll have confirmation in 4 minutes. 4 minutes later, an email hit my inbox. Application denied. Identity fraud suspected. I forwarded it to Ethan. No caption. He called me immediately. I declined. Then Jenna's number popped up. I answered. Her voice was venom. You think you're clever? Blocking our loan like some petty child? You used my identity. It's called family support, Avery, something you clearly know nothing about. You forged my signature. She actually laughed. Ha ha ha, oh please. You make more money than God. 400 grand is nothing to you. It's fraud. Her tone dropped cold. You think karma won't get you. You think you won't regret this. Not as much as you will, I said, and hung up. I sat back in my chair, pulse steady, eyes on the skyline. This wasn't just drama. This wasn't just a bad weekend. This was war. And the real twist? It hadn't even started yet. The rest of Saturday should have been peaceful. Should have been me sipping iced coffee, watching Netflix, decompressing. But nope. My phone lit up like a Christmas tree on Black Friday. Family group chat. Mom. Avery, what did you do? Ethan says you embarrassed them at your work? Dad. We raised you better than this. Cousin Tara. Girl, WTF happened? I muted the entire thread. Then I muted Ethan's personal chat, Jenna's number, and every unknown caller that popped up after. But the universe wasn't done with me yet. Because at 12:32 p.m., another notification slid across my screen. New credit card application, joint account requested applicants, Ethan Collins, Avery Collins, requested limit, $60,000. I swear my soul left my body for a second. They weren't stopping. They weren't even slowing down. I called Luis again. Kill it, I said. It's already dead, he replied calmly. I froze any new applications with your info the moment you asked. They're locked out. Thank you, I breathed. I spent the next hour doing everything I could think of. Full credit freezes at all 3 bureaus, fraud alerts, bank flags, 2-factor locks on every account, email warnings to every lender I'd ever used. By the time I finished, I felt numb. This wasn't desperation from Ethan. This was strategy from Jenna, the kind of quiet, manipulative, ruthless strategy people don't admit they're capable of. My phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't a call, or a loan, or a card. It was the doorbell camera app. A package had been dropped off. Plain brown envelope, no return address. I opened my front door cautiously, grabbed it, brought it inside. It felt heavy, thick. I slid a knife along the top and dumped the contents out on the kitchen island. 40-something pages, neatly clipped, labeled, Private Investigation Report. My eyebrows shot up. I flipped the first page over and stopped dead in my tracks. A small handwritten note fell out, written in shaky blue ink. Avery, I've known something was off since Christmas. I didn't know how to tell you. If you can handle this, please do. I'm sorry. Dad. I had to sit down. Dad sent this? Dad. Who'd defended Jenna every time she snubbed me? Dad. Who told me I read too much into things? Dad. Who said I was overreacting to the BBQ text? I steady breathed, opened the report, and started reading. Page 1, Overview. Subject, Jenna Marshall Collins. Age, 28, married to Ethan Collins, December 2022. Previous marriage, Luke Harper, 2021, dissolved after Chapter 7, bankruptcy. I stopped. Bankruptcy, Jenna. Oh, it gets better. Pages 2 and 10. Bankruptcy, documents. Luke lost his house, his truck, his savings. Why? Because Jenna had maxed out 7 credit cards, 4 inventory for a skincare business she never launched. Total debt? $190,000. She walked away with a settlement that covered her legal fees. He walked away with nothing. My lips parted, disbelief washing over me. Pages 11, 20. Current credit report, Jenna personally owed $160,000 across multiple cards. All maxed, all overdue. Interest alone, $2,700 a month. Most recent addresses, 3 different apartments in 18 months before marrying Ethan. Pages 21, 33, text messages, screenshots between Jenna and a loan officer, messages clearly sent from Ethan's phone. Sample, Jenna. Just put my husband at $115K income. They don't verify, trust me. Loan officer, approved. My hands shook. Pages 34, 40, social media, deep dive, private Instagram stories, photos in front of houses she didn't own. Captions like, manifesting my $1 million seed, round. People think they can stop me, watch me, all hidden from Ethan. I leaned back, stunned. Dad saw this months ago. And he didn't protect Ethan. He didn't tell Mom. He didn't confront Jenna. He sent it to me because he knew I wouldn't just read it. I would act. My phone buzzed again, this time just a simple text from Dad. Did you get it? I didn't reply, not yet. Because all I could think was, if this is what she did to her first husband. Ethan has no idea what's coming. But I do. And trust me, I already knew exactly where I'd be tomorrow. The BBQ, Sunday evening, 8:58 p.m. sharp. I pulled into Ethan and Jenna's driveway, headlights cutting through the quiet suburban street. The house looked peaceful, lights on, blinds half open, soft TV glow flickering inside. But my stomach was steel. I wasn't here to talk. I wasn't here to negotiate. I was here to end the cycle. Before I even got to the front steps, the door swung open. Ethan stood there, looking exhausted, eyes red, hair messy, wearing an old t-shirt like he hadn't slept. Avery, what the hell are you doing here? I walked right past him into the living room. Jenna was on the couch wearing a robe, hair in a messy bun, scrolling through her phone like she didn't have $160,000 in credit card debt strapped to her back. She looked up and froze. Not because of me, because I didn't walk in alone. Right behind me stepped a man, late 30s, tall, quiet, carrying a manila folder. Jenna's face went white. Luke? Yep, her ex-husband, the one from the bankruptcy papers. He gave a small nod, calm but cold. Hey, Jenna. Ethan whipped his head between us. Who is this? I answered for her. This is Luke Harper, Jenna's first husband. Ethan blinked like he'd been slapped. Jenna shot to her feet. What? No. Avery, what are you doing? This is insane. He shouldn't be here. You're harassing me. I pointed to the file Luke was holding. Sit down. She didn't. Ethan did. Luke set the folder on the coffee table and opened it. The first page? The court-stamped bankruptcy petition from 2021. Jenna lunged toward him. Stop! You can't show him that. That's illegal. Luke slid his phone across the table. A screenshot gallery opened instantly. Text from Jenna to him, 2 years old. Just sign the cards, babe. Once the business takes off, it'll all be paid off. Stop being paranoid. Max the last one, they won't check. Ethan stared at the screen, jaw trembling. Jenna, what is this? She snapped back with desperation. That was years ago. I was young. I made mistakes. I stepped in. No, you built a pattern. You drained Luke dry, bankrupting him. Then you married Ethan and started over. Jenna spun toward me, eyes blazing. You're jealous. That's all this is. You're jealous because I built something with Ethan and you didn't. Built, I laughed. You stole his identity yesterday. Ethan's head whipped toward her. Wait, what? She went silent. I pulled out a single sheet of paper and placed it on the table. The loan denial, the fraud flag, her handwriting all over the forged signature. Ethan's hands shook as he read it. Jen, tell me this isn't real. She backed away a step, then another. Oh my God, Ethan, she's twisting everything. She's trying to ruin us because she's miserable and single and… Stop, I said sharply. I pulled out one more document. The deed to their house, recorded 3 years ago. My name only, because I had bought it for Ethan when he was struggling after college. His face went pale. Avery, what is this? I own the house. I've been paying the mortgage this whole time. You never qualified. Jenna knew that. She used this address to rack up more debt. Jenna flipped out. You're lying! But Ethan was already reading the deed, and his face… God, it broke. You used me, he whispered. Jenna's voice cracked, switching to crying instantly as if she flipped a switch. No, baby, please no. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Luke scoffed. It's the same script she used on me, word for word. Jenna glared at him like she wanted to commit a felony on the spot. I grabbed my keys. You have 30 days to vacate, I said calmly, starting tonight. Ethan collapsed into the couch. Jenna started screaming. You can't do this. You can't kick us out. You think you've won. This isn't over, Avery. You're insane. I turned for the door. Not insane, I said. Just done. Luke followed me out. Ethan didn't say another word. Jenna's screams echoed behind us. And the best part? The BBQ was tomorrow. And trust me, nobody there was ready for what I was about to put on the table. Memorial Day, 1:57 p.m. I turned down my parents' street, the smell of charcoal already hanging in the air. Laughter drifted over the fences. Country music, kids running around, red cups everywhere. The classic family BBQ they told me not to come to. Funny how things change in 48 hours. I parked, grabbed the thick manila folder off the passenger seat, and walked toward the backyard. Mom spotted me first. Her face twitched, half relief, half dread. Avery, honey, we're so glad you… I didn't stop to hug her, didn't stop to smile, didn't stop to exchange fake pleasantries. I walked straight to the long picnic table covered in a red and white checkered cloth. Burgers sizzling, aunts laughing, cousins gossiping. Jenna? Oh, she was front and center, standing next to my dad at the grill in a sundress and wedges, flipping burgers like she'd been part of the family for decades, laughing too loud, touching Dad's arm, acting like the last 24 hours didn't exist, performing, putting on a show, for everyone. Dad forced a smile as I approached. Avery, sweetheart, let's… I didn't say a word. I set the manila folder down on the center of the table with a heavy thud. Everyone turned. Silence hit the yard like a cold wave. I opened the folder and began laying out documents one by one. First, the deed to Ethan and Jenna's house. Owner, Avery Collins. No mortgage in Ethan's name. Never was. Gasps. Then the 30-day notice to vacate, signed by both of them, time-stamped by a process server last night. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Next, the loan denial from First American Bank, identity fraud. Co-signer, me. Primary applicant, Ethan. My dad's jaw tightened. Then the credit card applications Jenna filed using Ethan's info. The forged signature, the fraud flags, the freeze orders. Finally, I placed the bankruptcy file from Luke Harper, Jenna's ex-husband, face up on the table, stamped, signed, undeniable. Jenna dropped her spatula. What are you doing? She stammered, voice cracking. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even look at her. I'm showing the family what you've been hiding. Ethan looked like his body forgot how to breathe. "Avery, please," he whispered. "Not here." "Too late for that," I said. Jenna stepped between me and the table, hands out like she was blocking a crime scene. "She's lying!" she screamed. "This is all fake. She made this up because she's jealous." I raised a brow. "Jealous of what? Your debt, your fraud, your bankruptcy trail, your habit of draining husbands dry?" Gasps rippled through the family. Ethan slumped into a lawn chair, head in his hands. "Avery, is all this real?" he asked without looking up. Before I could answer, Jenna snapped, "You're just mad because you don't have a husband, or a family, or a life. You're alone. You're bitter." My aunt whispered, "Lord have mercy." I stepped closer. "I'm not alone," I said softly. "I removed myself from people who use me. That's called boundaries." Jenna's eyes glistened, mascara starting to smear. "You're kicking us out," she shouted. "You're making us homeless. You're ruining our marriage." "No," I said calmly. "You did that the moment you forged my name on a 6-figure loan." Dad finally spoke. "Jenna, is any of this true?" She tried to laugh it off, high-pitched, trembling. "Oh my God, you guys are actually believing her. You're all insane." Ethan looked up at me, eyes red, broken. "Avery, I didn't know. I swear on everything. I didn't know what she was doing." I nodded. "I know." Jenna spun toward him. "Baby, don't listen to her, please." He cut her off for the first time ever. "Jenna, stop." She froze. The backyard was silent. Even the grill hissed like it was listening. I gathered the documents back into the folder. "You have 30 days, I said. Start packing." Jenna's voice cracked into a scream. "You can't do this! You think you've won! This isn't over, Avery!" I turned, walking toward the gate. "Oh, I know," I said over my shoulder, "because the legal part hasn't even begun." Her scream echoed behind me, "And trust me." That's when everything finally blows up. The morning after the BBQ felt weirdly calm, like that eerie stillness before a tornado touches down. I woke up at 7:06 a.m., stretched, and checked my phone. 72 missed calls, 143 new texts, all from Ethan, plus a few colorful ones from Jenna. I didn't open a single one. I got ready for work, grabbed my coffee, and walked into Chronotech Labs like it was any other Monday. But by 8:13 a.m., the storm officially hit. My inbox pinged with an email from First American Bank Fraud and Recovery Division. Subject: Pre-litigation demand. Fraudulent application WF6025 total damages, $9,900, deadline, 90 days. Failure to comply, stir civil action, plus referral to state authorities for felony identity theft. Exactly what Jenna deserved. I forwarded the entire thing directly to her. No message, no emoji, just the forward. She responded in 6 seconds. "Jenna, are you out of your mind? Why did you send that? He's losing it." I stared at the bubble, didn't type back. 5 more texts, then 10, then a voice memo of incoherent screaming. I muted her. At 8:22 a.m., HR pinged my extension. "Avery, there's a man downstairs insisting he needs to talk to you." I sighed. "Let me guess, brown hair, stressed, mid-30s, looks like he hasn't slept." "Yes," she said. "He says it's urgent." Of course he did. "Tell security to escort him out." 5 minutes later, I checked the lobby camera. There he was, Ethan, pacing in circles, hands in, his hair, talking to himself, security gently telling him he couldn't come up. He stayed for 23 minutes before finally walking out into the sun like a zombie. I turned my phone off completely. By 11:47 a.m., the family group chat had gone nuclear. Mom: "Avery, you humiliated us yesterday. Fix this right now." Dad: "I need you to call me." Aunt Melissa: "Sweetheart, we know you're hurting, but this is not how family handles things." Ethan: "You're destroying my life. Please, talk to me." Jenna: "You are sick. Seek help." Jenna: "I swear to God you haven't seen the last of me." Jenna: "You want war. You got war." I flipped my phone back to do not disturb, let them yell into the void. At 2:19 p.m., I got a text from my attorney. Process server confirmed. Notice delivered plus signed by Jenna at 1:54 p.m. Attached photo: Jenna flipping off the camera as she accepted the envelope. Classy. Then at 3:06 p.m., the mortgage servicer emailed. Auto pay permanently canceled. Account requires manual authorization. The clock had officially started ticking. 30 days. No extensions, no negotiations. By 6:42 p.m., Jenna created a brand new group chat titled Family Emergency Meeting. She added, me, Ethan, mom, dad, 3 aunts, 2 cousins, Uncle Ray, basically half the family tree. Her first message hit instantly. Jenna, everyone needs to see what Avery is doing to destroy our marriage. Attached, the eviction notice and the bank fraud PDF. The messages started pouring in. Mom, Avery, this is unacceptable. Cousin Bree, OMG, dude, what is wrong with you? Uncle Ray, identity theft? Eviction? What the hell? I left the chat without typing a single word. Seen by Avery. That alone sent them spiraling. 5 seconds later, Mom called. Declined. Dad called. Declined. Ethan called so many times my call log froze. Declined. 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 I felt nothing. Just peace. Like choosing myself for once had wiped my conscience clean. At 8:54 p.m., my condo's front desk rang. Ms. Collins, your brother is downstairs again. He's crying and says it's life or death. I closed my eyes. Tell security I'm not available. The camera feed showed Ethan pacing the lobby, wiping his face, shaking, begging security to let him up. He stayed for 26 minutes, then left. My phone stayed silent after that. Finally, I was brushing my teeth around 11:30 p.m. when another email pinged from my attorney. Subject, urgent. You need to see this. I opened it, and when I read what Jenna had done next, my toothbrush literally slipped out of my hand. Because this wasn't just fraud now, it was something darker, way darker, something that made everything up to this point look like child's play. And trust me, that's where the real nightmare starts. I stood there staring at my laptop, water from my toothbrush dripping onto the rug. The email from my attorney was short, too short. Subject, Jenna attempted to open a criminal report against you. Call me ASAP. My stomach dropped. I called instantly. He picked up on the first ring. Avery, listen very carefully. Jenna filed a police report this afternoon claiming you committed identity fraud against her. I blinked. She what? She's alleging you stole her personal documents, forged her signature, and attempted to take out the $420,000 loan on her behalf. I swear the earth tilted. You're telling me she flipped the entire situation on me? Yes, and she submitted screenshots, emails, and paperwork, all fabricated. I paced my living room, heart slamming into my ribs. Is this legit? Like, could this actually go somewhere? He sighed. On its face, it looks ridiculous. But she didn't file online. She filed in person, crying, shaking, telling them you've been sabotaging their marriage and trying to financially destroy her life. They took the report. I ran both hands through my hair. Of course she did. The queen of manipulation. So, what now? I asked. I've already contacted their fraud division and flagged her report as retaliatory. But Avery, this woman is dangerous. She escalated faster than I expected. Tell me something I don't know, he continued. She also attempted to file for a temporary restraining order against you. Didn't go through, lack of evidence, but she's trying to build a case. I sank into my couch. This wasn't pettiness anymore. This was full-on psychological warfare, and I wasn't playing defense anymore. All right, I said slowly, then let's end this. The next morning, 10:04 a.m., I walked into the Wake County Sheriff's Office with a folder of my own. The forged loan application, the credit card applications, the identity theft alerts, screenshots of Jenna admitting what she'd done, the private investigator's full report, Luke's written affidavit, and the video of her flipping off the process server. The deputy skimmed 3 pages and raised his brows. Ma'am, this is not small stuff. No, I said. It's not. He nodded. Give me a minute. 30 minutes later, he came back with a supervisor. And 30 minutes after that, Jenna and Ethan were both officially under active investigation for attempted identity theft, fraud, and falsifying legal documentation. I walked out of the station into bright Carolina sun, feeling lighter than I had in months. By 2 p.m., Jenna knew. How? Because she blew up my phone like fireworks on the 4th of July. First text, you snake. Second, you think you can ruin me? Third, I swear on my life you'll regret this. And then a voice memo, 5 minutes long, sobbing, screaming, begging, threatening, sobbing again. I deleted it without listening. I wasn't feeding the fire. The next week went fast. Civil suit filed by the bank. 2 separate collections lawsuits for the credit cards. Restraining order filed by me, approved in 48 hours. Ethan's job ran a background check. He was fired. Their landlord, me, served the formal eviction date. The mortgage company confirmed the house would be reclaimed. Everything was closing in on them, and I didn't lift a finger. It was all just consequences. 30 days later, I drove by the house for the last time. A giant silver padlock on the door. All the lights off. Empty. I didn't stop. Didn't even slow down. Sometimes you don't need a victory parade. Sometimes peace is the win. 3 months passed. No calls, no texts, no drive-bys, no family drama. Just silence. A beautiful, healing silence. Then one day, Dad sent a letter through my attorney. 3 pages, handwritten, apologizing, begging for a chance to talk, saying Ethan was staying with them sometimes, saying Mom cried whenever she passed the empty house, saying they finally understood why I did what I did. I read it once, then dictated my response. No, because healing doesn't require going backwards. People ask me if I regret cutting them off, if I regret blowing up the situation, if I miss my brother. The truth? Not even a little. Sometimes protecting yourself means doing what the family refuses to do. Cut out the poison, completely. And I sleep just fine. The end. Thank you for watching the full story. If it hit you even a little, do me a favor, smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Silent Revenge Lab for more stories just like this. See you in the next one.